Right, let's get started. We are recording. My name is Mary Starr Carter, and it's my privilege to be here representing tonight the Total Wellness team and our 2020 amazing results of what we as a team accomplished. So I'm excited to share a short PowerPoint presentation that we put together that I think will help you understand a little bit about all the good things that are happening in the world. So I'm going to go ahead and begin and start sharing my screen. As I do that, my story began 21 years ago. That's right, 21 years ago. I decided to partner with this amazing company called Young Living Essential Oils. And it's been such an amazing journey. Back then, I was so broke, there was no one I could help. I was living on food stamps and government assistance. I was the one who needed help. And through learning business development, we have been able to create an amazing team of almost helping more than 20,000 families to actually use our products, more than 1,000 active brand partners that we get to work with, doing around $1 million in sales every single month. And because of them, this is what we have accomplished. So not to say my own life has changed, but now we are able to change other people's lives too. So 2020, lives changed, Total Wellness team. Let's share the work that we've done. Here we go. So first off, if you are a client of mine, thank you so much. Part of what we do when we purchase products, say you're a client who purchased retail from me, we directly support the D. Gary Young Foundation. And every year we support it through a program called our Roundup Orders. So myself and thousands of our associates, and even just our clients who are our loyalty clients with Young Living, we are able to round up orders, which here you can see has generated over $4 million, right? $4 million just from rounding up. It's so amazing. It's so simple to do and very easy. And the Young Living Foundation, developed by D. Gary Young, our founder of Young Living Essential Oils, started many years ago when Gary was living in Ecuador, and he would always drive by this school. And he would see the school didn't have doors. The kids a lot of them didn't have shoes. It had an outhouse. And he went in and there was like not enough chairs for the kids. There just wasn't enough. There wasn't enough to give these kids a hope in the future. And he said, I'm going to change it. So the D. Gary Foundation started with this small school in Ecuador that today has a whole entire huge from pre-K to 12th grade. We've graduated students now, and that whole school, what it's done, hopefully I'll show you some pictures in a second, has literally changed whole communities in Ecuador. And he is so it all started there, but then it spread across the world. And these are places that we are helping. Young Living Canada, you can see here is in Ecuador. Hope for Justice, we partner with Hope for Justice, which is for human trafficking. We're part of Goals for Girls, helping give girls a phenomenal start in life. So let's just look a little bit about some of the projects that Young Living is a part of. And again, this is just from being a client with us, right? So Hope for Justice really helps to not only rescue boys, girls, and individuals in slavery, but it helps to help them recover as well. And so that is a main one of our things. This is a really neat program too that I got to visit in Uganda called Soul Hope. And Soul Hope helps adults and children who struggle with their health because of this like sand flea that burrows into the feet. You can see the feet here are just totally distorted. And that's not a bad picture actually of how awful it is. And these children, especially, what will happen is they become very painful. They cannot walk. They can't concentrate in school. And because there was no education about it, Soul Hope came in and started partnering because these communities, these rural communities, would totally ostracize people with these jiggers, they're called, the sand flea, thinking it was demonic, when simply it was about having a pair of shoes. So this is a really amazing and important program. And guess what? A Young Living member actually started this program. Here you can see our Young Living Academy. See some of our kids who are part of the academy. And again, just imagine, it was a one-room schoolhouse without even doors. And this is what Young Living has been able to accomplish. It's just so incredible. So I encourage you to go to younglivingfoundation.org and check out all that we have been doing. So that is just being a client, but I want to tell you about our brand partners. Here is just a few pictures of our brand partners, just some incredible people. I mean, there's thousands of amazing, amazing people. I just have to highlight a few of them. They have done so much for the world. And here's Kelly down here, and just so many people who have taken it upon themselves. This is Hillary. I don't know if you can see Hillary here. Hillary is actually traveled to Uganda and partnered with Soul Hope. She is doing so much for around the world. And how can the Joy and Hans Hinterkopf, their family, has been able to travel to Nicaragua to help build houses. Their kids have raised money. I mean, these people are incredible who we get to work with on a weekly basis. Just amazing people. This is my family down here. This is my husband, Jay, my daughter, Sarah, and my son, Joshua. And they really have been just solid rocks in my life. We wouldn't be able to do what we do as a total wellness team if it wasn't for my husband, Jay, who really brought my business to the forefront and has helped me so much. And my kids just love Young Living. They love being a part of it. So we're excited. So our team, the Total Wellness team, and my family, this is what we have personally done. Okay. So because of our business, my personal business, this is what we've been able to do. So let me just tell you quickly about our brand partner program. Brand partners spend a minimum of 45 minutes a week sharing benefits of our products. They are committed to helping others live a healthier and happier lives. So 20 years ago, I decided to be a brand partner. And because of that, I have a business that pays me regularly. So I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. But our brand partners, many of our people, they just love the products. They become loyal individuals. So more than 89% of people who start with Young Living, they just want to be a customer or occasionally share. And then as you move up, individuals can start to earn more income. You can see the averages over here. This is our income disclosure agreement, all the way up to our top level leaders in the company. So 14 years took us to get to this level of diamond, but it was through consistent work, business skill training. But many of the people who are associates, they range from Starr to diamond on our team. So let me see. And our team, okay, not including all the families we help, not including the 20,000 plus families, right? So that's got to be 100,000 people that we have helped collectively with our products, not including them or our business program, because our business program, of course, changes lives too by helping people pay the bills. It helps people pay off debt. A lot of people use it to supplement their retirement, to pay. I met a woman last week here in my town who helped pay for kids' private education. So it's a very useful tool, being a brand partner and working Young Living. But outside of that, we have helped more than 14,000 people this year, and you're going to see how we help them. This is an organization that we help in Thailand called the Light Center. And it's let me get my notes because I wrote it all out here. But the Light Center is two amazing missionary individuals, Marcus and Bum Faye in Thailand. And little did we know, we started partnering with them over a year ago. So it's one of our 2020 partnerships that we started. We began that year partnering with them, and little did we know how important this partnership would be just a few months later. The family, Marcus and Bum, and their two boys started a home crisis pregnancy center, a place for babies to be before they were adopted, and they help protect and restore victims of sexual abuse. So they had expanded their work to include like a milk nutrition program for babies and moms. So they would go out and bring milk, because in these areas, a lot of times the younger generation have to work far away from the home. So the grandparents are actually raising the kids. So there's quite a bit of need. And, sometimes a lot of babies are even abandoned. And so the grandparents will have to do that with little or no income. So the milk program is able to supply some nutrition, some food, some milk for these babies. But during the pandemic, this grew exponentially, and Marcus and Bum were able to meet the needs of keeping many families in their community and the outskirt communities. Plus, they were able to partner with local government organizations. So this is just amazing. This little girl here, sadly, has some kind of disease where she is just needs full care, right? She's still in diapers as well. This is one of the grandparents I was telling you about that has to take care of one of the babies. This is some of the food and the milk that they got. And this is Marcus with one of the little babies at the crisis center. Isn't she adorable? Oh my goodness, so adorable. Okay, so the next program, now this is just a family. This is not the family that we work with, just someone, a picture that we got, just a generic picture. So in May, we were able to start helping a hardworking single mom who gets no financial assistance. And this mom works 12-hour days. Literally, she's leaving the home, 6:30 in the morning. She's not getting home till 6:30 at night. And we were able to start to lighten her load, start to pay for her mortgage. And every month, this gift gives her some breathing room. Again, this isn't the mom. Now in December, we were able to start helping another single grandmother raising her granddaughter with their monthly living expenses. Again, that's all here in the US that we're doing that. Now, for several years now, our company, the StarrHealth, the Total Wellness Team, we have been assisting an orphanage in Uganda called UOCC. And this Ugandan Orphan Child Care. And this child care organization, this is actually here we go. There's some of the cute kids. Is about 75 children and adults, plus we help some widows. And during the pandemic, the orphanage went into lockdown. So it's a very small orphanage. It's not like it's very, very small. So it's not like there's a park in there or anything like that, but the orphanage went on lockdown. So the kids did not leave the orphanage. And so we partner with USA Ministry, Ugandan Orphan Child Care Ministry, that supports the orphanage. And we were able to support monthly. We support monthly, so to help them to organize several week-long activities for the kids to help during lockdown. We helped in getting some teachers to the orphanage so the kids weren't so far behind. And then the orphanage, we helped to support the staff. The staff was not paid prior to when we started working with them. So this has been a really positive thing to keep high quality people, safe people with our kids. So this has been really, really amazing. Now the reason it was so important here in 2020, and this is one of the activities that we just recently did when they got out of lockdown, the kids got to go have a fun day at a park, and they got soda, and I think they got ice cream. I'm not sure, maybe lollipops. I don't know, but but what happened back in January, we were aware of a famine coming in Uganda. And so the famine in Uganda was because of locust, right? So grasshoppers, locusts. And corn or maize, as they call it, is like the main staple. It makes something called poshu. It's kind of like a porridge or not a rice, but you could say like kind of that staple. And that's their main meal. They have that maybe they'll have a little bit of beans. They try to have beans and then they'll have a very little bit of meat on the weekends. Okay. So that is their staple. But with that coming, we knew it ahead of time. So we were able to help partner with UOCC to get more corn to the orphanage. Like we stockpiled. And so we were ready. So our kids were not starving. Okay. Now, during the pandemic, okay, our orphanage was stocked. What happened was sadly, the community around people started starving, right? There was single families, there was widows who were, just out. And this house that you're seeing right here is a nice house. I wish I could have found the picture of the widow. It wasn't even a tent. It was a tarp and sticks. And she had a little boy and she had a baby. And this poor woman was starving. So the community leaders talked to the staff at UOCC to see if there was anything we could do. And so we were able to buy this poshu, this corn maize, and some supplies. That's beans that you see in this bag here. And I believe this is about 3 weeks worth of food, because when they went in lockdown, these individuals who are like kind of like day laborers, so they make money daily, like there's no extra. There's no extra in a lot of Ugandans' lives. But that really devastated them, where we got to stay home and we're mad. We got to watch TV all day. Most families had some kind of surplus or even a credit card, right? These people didn't have any of that. So we're doing that. And then a few weeks later, it got so bad that a police force approached us. And this is right around the time when people were in outrage about the police. So we were able to partner with the Fulton, New York police. A donation was made in lieu of the Fulton, New York Police Department and the North Syracuse Police Department. So a donation was made to highlight them and the good job they did, and that they were able to bring this to them. So that a corporate sponsor did that to say, hey, good job, guys, here in the US. We wanted you to know that we are donating and giving these people in Uganda some supplies and, helping them. So that was really amazing as well, too. So their families, this was enough food to help their families for over 6 weeks. Okay, so okay, so next up, the next thing that this year in 2020, that because we had so many amazing clients, because we had so many great associates, we were able to do a matching program. And part of our matching program that we were looking at was being able to help change lives with clean water. Okay. See, families in underdeveloped countries must travel to get clean water, and it's very precious because a borehole could be a mile from their home or miles. These are examples of little kids who are collecting water. They do it every day for their families. When I was in Uganda, this is my picture that I took of kids who went to the borehole to get their water. This is just their chore. It's not, don't think it's abuse or anything like that. This is normal. But water is so precious, particularly in Africa and many underdeveloped countries, clean water. So we partnered with a foundation called King's Ransom, and every month we are able to give clean water for life to 45 people. 45 people per month. We at Total Wellness, StarrHealth are able to do. Okay, next up, this year, in May and June, we were able to help support human trafficking, a dormitory. So if you don't know what human trafficking is, because I didn't until I was 30 something years old, it is basically slavery. And these vulnerable kids all over the world, kids and adults, who maybe don't have money or are loaned money, or they have to choose between giving one of their children away or all of them starving. It's just very difficult. And so human trafficking is also here in the United States. I know that sounds like crazy, but it is, and it's awful. So there was a dormitory in California who lost their lease. So this was like a rehabilitation center, a school. I believe it's for mostly girls, and they lost their lease. So we were able to help be a part of the relocation process of this dormitory. So that's pretty amazing. And we partnered again with King's Ransom for that. During the pandemic too, we were able to help these widows. You saw some pictures of them, I think, earlier. These are some precious widows in Uganda in a small village, pretty far away from our orphanage. But before our orphanage was in Jinja, it was in Biengo. And we moved it for a few different reasons, but mostly for schooling and better opportunity for the kids to not be vulnerable, right? And be protected. But some of the kids, before we were able to build the full dormitory, were foster cared, as that was moving, by 25 widows, 25 kids. And these are the widows who foster cared many of them. So it's important for us at UOCC to continue to care for these widows who gave so much. Many of these women haven't eaten meat in many, many years. When I was there in 2019, August, there had been widows who said, I haven't eaten meat since my husband died. Their medical needs, some of them is pretty horrific. There's hernias, I was able to do a little bit of assessing, chiropractic assessment and nutritional assessment. And some of them it's awful. They will not be able to grow their own food because they're physically so hurting. So this past year, we were able to support some of those widows, but also several widows, particularly one widow who was in dire straits and had to get good medical care. Okay, so another young man who, remember I had talked earlier about Soul Hope. So this is a gentleman who's basically an orphan, and he was rescued by a awesome program in Kampala, Uganda, where he was taken out of the slums, and he was recovered and given education, and he went on to get his agricultural. This is Derek. And during the pandemic, of course, Derek was affected as well, but he got very, very sick. He had malaria. And if in a hospital, if you don't have money to pay, you are not treated. And the sad thing is, one of my girlfriends was over in Uganda as well. She is there now, but she had a young woman who had malaria at the same time, and they couldn't raise enough funds to get her care, and she died. And it was at the same time, Derek, we were able to raise funds and get Derek in the hospital. Again, we're talking about just a few $100s to not only get him hospital care, but to get him on his feet. So it's pretty awesome. He's an amazing young little minister helping people become self-sufficient, to grow their own food. He helps occasionally at the orphanage too, so he's pretty amazing. Okay, more things in 2020. I know, isn't this crazy? What do you know about Israel? Okay, I'm not sure. I'm going to show you a short video. land of Jesus. Such a beautiful country. Magnificently ancient, surprisingly modern, rich with tradition. Crossroads of civilization, serving the poor, orphan, the widow, victims of violence, as we're taught in the scripture. So this King's Ransom, we partnered with them back, I think it was November, that we partnered with them because Derek wasn't the only one, right? Countries like Uganda and all over the world. Israel was a country known, again, for its rich, amazing culture, tradition, had many suffering greatly from the lockdown, including orphans, widows, and victims of terrorism. So we partnered with King's Ransom, who's established already in Israel, to help distribute food to these individuals. And I'm not 100% like how many people we did. We have an estimate of how many families we were able to help with that as well. So let's go back to our. So we, have, as a Total Wellness brand partner, we have helped families here in the United States, in Africa, in Israel, in Thailand, all over the world. And sometimes it seems disproportionate. Why do we help so many people outside the country? Well, it has to do with several factors. One, we can provide clean water for an individual for life for less than $11 a month, right? A little over $11 a month. Two, we can keep a person from starving in Uganda for about $1 a day, right? That's not going to give them great nutrition, but it's going to keep them from starving. Three, we can give a staff member at the orphanage a living wage to care for their family for anywhere from $200 to $600 a month, right? That's crazy, right? Some people make that per day. Some people make it per hour, right? Here in the United States, we can pay for housing for a family of two. I mean, that ranges from just the housing, right? Just the rent or the housing, anywhere from $350 to $1,500. So you see the difference, just the housing versus those other needs. Here in the US and Canada, we have access to medical care, whether we pay for it or not like Uganda. Here in the US and Canada, there are many more services to get opportunity. Like, look what happened in the pandemic. I know in the towns where I've lived and been a part of, we had so many good food drop-offs where schools, like, people could just come and get food every day. Here in where I live now, the kids now get free breakfast and free lunch. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm not going to talk about the quality of the food, but we know that most likely there isn't starvation unless there is not access to these things. Okay. So on top of all that, there's many little organizations that we helped through the years, little things that we did, including those struggling with addiction, recovery, family ministries that we helped, medical care, medical expenses, shoes, homeless relief, scholarships for skills training, pen pal programs with our orphanage, care package, love offerings, and prayers. There's so much that we did that I could go on and on and on. But all in all, the Total Wellness team helps 200 people monthly survive and thrive. Like we know, we can document that every month, and moving forward into 2021, that we're helping 200 people monthly survive and thrive. In 2020, we changed the lives of nearly 1,465 individuals, and that's a low estimate. So what you just saw, we've helped more than 1,400 individuals change their lives. 1,400. In 2021, we want to continue to grow. We are so excited. Not only will we continue working with the orphanage and the widows in Uganda, Marcus and Faye in Thailand and their Lighthouse program, we're going to continue to give 45 individuals monthly clean water for life. We're going to continue to fight human trafficking. We have those 2 single mom families that we're going to be helping with their living expenses. And it's our hope to continue this year. We're looking into addictions recovery program right now. We're vetting that. And, do you want to be a part of changing lives with us? Do you want to be a part of changing lives with us? I hope, just like I hope you want to be a part of changing lives with us. And you can do that a couple of different ways. The first step is to contact us, right? You can text us ready to help at 315-239-4232. And we can connect and see how, what are you interested? Are you interested in just maybe helping some of the programs that we're a part of? Or do you want to step up and be a brand partner with us? Not only helping others here in the US be healthier and happier, helping your family be healthier and happy, helping bring income into your family that could change your family's lives, but also be part of our giving program with that. So let us know if you are ready to take that next step. Okay. So if it's yes, your next step is to contact us at info@starrhealth.com or text ready to help to 315-239-4232. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to leave up here for a second some of the information, kind of resources that if you want to learn more about some of these programs. And again, if you text us, we can give you some of these resources as well so that you can look into that, including Ugandan Orphanage and Widows Program. Derek's story, if you want to learn more about Derek's, how he was saved from the slums. Marcus and Faye, the Light Center. King's Ransom. And that's it. So let me just show you real quick. Just so you real quick, the Light Center, it's a private group, but we can kind of just show you some of I love being a part of these groups because they are very transparent and it's pretty awesome as well. And then we have, well, you know what, I'm going to have you text me and you can get those resources and learn more and be about it. And I hope you will. I hope you will say yes to helping us change the world. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.